Okay, alright. Today's Mother's Day, so for starters, anyone who's watching this video who has anyone important in your life that is a female, just say Happy Mother's Day to them. You never know when it's your last time to say it. You never know, anyone could be gone today, tomorrow. Even if she's no longer with you, say Happy Mother's Day. It'd be a nice time to remember them. Okay, now that I've gotten my thing out of the video, 30 seconds in, that's nice. Today's topic. So yesterday's playoff games included Celtics Knicks, and this was the game that the Celtics needed to have, and Wolves Warriors. So that was their first game in the Oracle. Well, not. I don't know if they're in Oracle. What is it called again? Sorry, the Chase Center, right? Yeah, because they moved. Yeah, the first game in the Chase Center in the playoffs, in this round at least. So yeah. Regardless, let's cover those teams. I watched both games last night. I did not watch the previous game of the Minnesota Timberwolves game, so there was that. I've said that in the previous recording. So if you feel like I'm not covering something that was a massive change from games 2 to games 3. No, I didn't miss it. I just didn't care. All right. Okay, so first things first, for starters, I was saying that Jason Tatum would need to play a lot better in game 2 for his team to get the win. That was not the case. He did not need to play a lot better. He just needed to play slightly better. I like to point this out. I saw a post that was talking about like the Celtics, and it was like, Tatum plays historically bad. Celtics lose. Tatum plays Celtics wins. Tatum plays pretty bad. Celtics win. All the Celtics, right? It's like Celtics will win unless they are historically bad, right? And I'm like, yeah. We all know this, because the reason they're historically bad, they'd be historically bad, is because they're missing on a lot of shots. I did say they would have to make some more jump shots, and they made a lot of jump shots, but that wasn't the main thing that was making. The main thing wasn't just them making them. The main thing wasn't that they took a little bit less than they would normally. The main thing that really helped them win this game is Peyton Pritchard's performance off the bench and him being a notable player instead of what he's been throughout most of the series, where he's just kind of been like a dud. And to be fair to him, I think New York also just underplayed, to be quite honest. I'm not sure how the Knicks didn't think that this would happen. I think, so here's the thing with the Knicks. No one was expecting them to win a series. No one was expecting them to win 2 games in Boston. I did say, however, that I thought the Celtics were a much better road team than they were a home team, which could be pretty problematic for a multitude of reasons, right? Porzingis was still dealing with that virus, is what they're calling it. I still think it's a nagging injury. I know that's pretty devoid of fact from what they said. His camp is saying it's a virus. I don't believe it's a virus. And before you say, why would a player's camp lie? They do that all the time. They do that all of the time. And if I wanted to change the narrative about me being an injury-prone player and I've been sick for a while, I would definitely say that it's, I'm still dealing with the sickness, I didn't really recover from it, versus, it's tough, right? That's what I would do. I don't know about you guys. Maybe it's much more professional to tell the truth, guys. Let's see, Saturday's games. Yeah, Boston never looked like they were going to lose this game, so there's that. I'm going to pull that up. That box score up, and for the other game I'll pull that box score up right now too, so I don't have to really do it, so I don't have to do it later in the recording. Yeah. So what did you guys get your mom for Mother's Day? That's nice. Anything else? Did you get any cards? That was thoughtful. What did I get? Well, I'm not a mom, so I didn't get anything for Mother's Day. Oh, you said what did I get her? We were supposed to get this like table for some reason. I'm not really sure why she wants the table, but whatever she wants, she gets. Unfortunately, we didn't get like a proper measurement of it on time, so we'll see. She'll still get it though, so don't worry about it. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Like I was saying, Tatum did not need to have the world's most amazing game. His box score, his plus minus is 2023, which is the third highest on the team. There's 229s. So he had 22 points last night, and I just like to point this out. His 22 points was not the leading scorer of the game. Again, when I said Peyton Pritchard was the reason that they won this game, I was not joking, because Tatum's defense, as overrated as it was not it was on display, I guess. Mikal Bridges passed out of a lot of shots that I think otherwise he normally wouldn't pass out of, and that was certainly something. The Knicks need to play really good, like all of them. Cat needs to not be in foul trouble so he can play very well. There's that. So I don't know how that's going to happen because Cat is always in foul trouble. Ideally, Brunson would play better. Maybe it's because he hasn't like faked playing through an injury or something recently. I know you're saying, "Wow, Visco, you're just attacking these players, bro." Dude, it felt like he was doing it every game. I needed. He didn't go back to the locker room. So here's what I need. Here's what I need Brunson to do: go back to the locker room, get your ankle retaped, or fight through an injury, or give him a horse tranquilizer. Whatever you got to do to get him going. Cause man, no further comments after that. Dude, Derek White played good. Drew was really good on the defensive end, and he even in his limited minutes. To be honest, the reason his minutes were limited though is because Peyton Pritchard had it on. And remember what I was saying about this team not requiring any skill to actually really do anything. Sorry, any skill of Tatum to really do anything, because his teammates will just play better. Tatum went 5 for 9 from 3, so that's like his best attribute of the game, because otherwise he is devoid of anything here. The rebounding is even down. I'm not I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I am not impressed by these numbers. I am not impressed by anything that Tatum does right now. I have not been impressed by Tatum this entire round. I was impressed by how he handled the Orlando Magic, because considering they had the best matchup for him and he played amazing there. Unfortunately, this loves to play down to his competition. I don't know. Like, they can get, when OG is not his primary defender, which in a play, right? When he doesn't have OG on him, right? He's still not doing the things that I expect of him. Drive to the basket. You are 6 feet 10 inches. Go to the fucking basket. I think Jason Tatum suffers from tall for no fucking reason. All of that height, and this is what you choose to use it on. Either go to the basket or shoot over a shorter defender. Holy, like, this team has more than enough people to attack Brunson off of the dribble, which is where Brunson struggles to defend. I have no idea what they're doing. They're treating the New York Knicks like how the Warriors how the Cavs used to treat the Warriors. For some reason, they would not mismatch Hunt on Steph until like there was a period of time where like they didn't mismatch on him. Like early when the first time they ever matched up against each other, I'm talking about the regular season, they did not mismatch Hunt Steph, and I have no idea why they didn't do that earlier. I need Jason Tatum, who is 6'9", 6'10", to mismatch Hunt. They're shorter guards, because this team does not have any tall guards. They have, at best, Mikal Bridges is their tallest guard, and I'm not gonna lie, Jason Tatum can put him in the weight room. I need to see that. Where is it? He's he's really passive this game, and I'm just like, man, do something, please. At 3:30, there will be an actual good playoff game going on, by the way. OKC in Denver, and then after that, I have to wait all the way to 8 o'clock for Cleveland, Indiana. Which, God, why? By the way, they made you do that yesterday too. Where the good game was at 8 o'clock yesterday, though. So yeah. By the way, they never looked close. The Celtics hitting their threes really buried the New York Knicks. Shocker, surprise, really. Let's talk about who underperformed. So, not gonna lie, yes, Jalen Brunson had 27 points last night. We'll get to another person who I just absolutely disappointed, and we'll get to them really quickly because normally when he plays well they win. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about him. I haven't forgot about it. I talked about him actually earlier in this video. We'll get to him. So what gives Brunson? 9 for 21, not great. 3 for 8. You've shot better than this. And then 6 for 7 from the free throw line, dude. 4 personal fouls, so it doesn't matter because you play under Tibbs. He's going to play you regardless of how many fouls you have. And the 4 turnovers. Really killed it. Not going to lie, dude. This was not like and by the way, I just want to point this out. I watched the game. The 27 points that he had, the shots were fine. It's just they need more. And it can't come from Brunson for obvious reasons. They have Drew Holiday on this and Derek White. He is going to be tired, especially playing under the Tibbs minutes. Dog, they need some production from Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges played fine last night, by the way. They need Mitchell Robinson to not be hackish. By the way, the Celtics are lame as fuck. Every time this motherfucker Mitchell Robinson touches the court, which I don't know why Mitchell Robinson is still touching the court at this point, they foul this nigga until there's 2 minutes left in the quarter. And once they foul him, they put this team in the bonus, right? Very easily. So here's what the Knicks could do to come back from these games. When they continuously put him in the bonus, right? Here's what you do. When they keep fouling him and you have no momentum to come back, you take him out of the game, right? Tibbs, come on, listen to me. Think about this. I know this thought is crossed your mind. You're an NBA coach. You take him out of the game at the next possible timeout that you can make, right? And once you take him out of this game, what you're gonna do for me, right, is you're gonna have your 2 guards or any ball handler on this team. Hell, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, especially OG Anunoby. You're gonna have them drive to the basket, right? Force the ref to blow a whistle, right? I didn't interrupt you. Force the ref to blow the whistle. And once that happens, because they're in the fucking bonus, because they keep fouling you, you're going to slow and muck the game up by taking free throws. This is going to slowly allow you to build a lead to get back into the game. And because the Celtics have continuously fouled him, their guards are likely already in foul trouble. So, keep that in mind. Just like to point out, let's see what guards were fouling. Okay, by the way, Porzingis is one who they used. Let's see. They used Porzingis a lot to foul. By the way, Porzingis was also still unhealthy, not really looking good, and he only had 5 points last night. Again, though, not gonna hold it to him. By the way, all 5 of his points came from the free throw line. So, yeah. You take this recipe and you're just gonna use it because your 3-point shooting is it's okay, I guess. It's not enough to match up with them, but if you shoot higher percentages at the free throw line, this can allow you to open up the game. Just because Mitchell Robinson is such a putrid free throw shooter, like the Warriors tried this on Steven Adams, and the math just doesn't work out because if he shoots like 50%, if he shoots around 50%. This is basically the amount that, of points you generate on a normal possession, and this doesn't work out because especially if they get an offensive rebound on the free throws. You would need him to miss both free throws for this to actually work. Mathematically speaking. Right. Okay, so that's that. That's talking about that game. I don't really. Oh, by the way, Cat underperformed. I don't care what anyone says. 1 for 5 from 3. I know you can shoot better than that. And 5 for 18 from the field. That was weird. I don't know why he can't get calls. Maybe it's because he's a big. But dude, you need to do something to get a call. I don't know. Jesus Christ, man. Mikal Bridges. another dishonorable mention. Now, normally I would excuse your 6 for 10 and just call it a day, because normally your 6 for 10 means that you went to the free throw line enough to justify your existence on the court. Unfortunately, it didn't happen this game. And the stat stuffing and like the defensive stops that you saw in game 1 and 2, that shit fake, as they say. Them chains are getting snatched, repoed, and whatever you need to say about it, because they were not there. I didn't see the defensive stops, dog. Didn't really do much. And the most dishonorable player here, OG Anunoby, you only took 6 shots last game. Why? Nobody had it going. You took 6 shots. You are the glue piece. You are the thing that makes this team win. If you do not have good amount of points, like 18 at least, they're probably not going to win games. Not going to lie. So yeah, that being said, the Knicks are a better road team than they are a home team, and the Celtics are a better road team than they are a home team as well. So don't be surprised when the series is knotted up 2-2, and whoever wins Game 5 pretty much wins the series. Yeah, I have no further thoughts on this series. I think Shamet needs to play some minutes. I know he's a defensive liability. You know what he does that makes it where as though the Mitchell Robinson situation doesn't suck ass? He shoots and spaces the floor. I don't know where you're gonna put his minutes. Probably do it instead of having Cam Payne touch the floor ever. And Cam did okay defensively. That's pretty much all he did though, because limited minutes, never gonna get a rhythm, never gonna get a flow state on the Tibbs. It's just not gonna happen. Bench production mattered a lot, and it came from Peyton Pritchard again, best performer in the game. Like genuinely. 50% from the field, 50% from 3. Made all of his free throws. Couple of really good rebounds. 4 rebounds. So like 2 of them really important. 1 steal, no turnovers. Real 6 man of the year right there. Ty, get your shit together. I expect you to be better this game. Now let's talk about Minnesota and Jimmy Butler. So I thought going into this game that this was going to be a Debbie Downer. I thought this was going to be absolutely impossible for the Warriors to do anything in this circumstance. And they lost. But, and this is a big but, a huge but actually. The Warriors did not look like they were it was an impossible game. By the way, Draymond Green got one really bullshit call against him, and I was like, I don't know if that's a foul. Steve Kerr tried to overturn it, and they lost their turn, and they lost on that challenge, which was weird because it was clearly a foul, in my opinion, an offensive foul where he bulldozed Draymond Green, which, Anyway, irony. Brandon Berchemsky, you played bad last game. And I mean really bad. You hit 1 of your shots from the field. That's not going to work. So, let's talk about the 2 stars of this team, besides Draymond and Buddy Hield. You know, the guys who you were thinking would need to have massive games. The cum bucket makes his appearance. He returns. He has 30 points. I have no idea why Jonathan Kuminga cannot find any minutes in the thing. Maybe he's Steve Kerr's daughter or something. Because, dog, the way he does not give you minutes makes no sense to me. Everyone has said you needed a dynamic scoring option when Steph is not on the floor. Steph should not have to play every single minute. Kuminga has been the guy that can do that. I have no idea why he doesn't get minutes. This is like and by the way, Moses Moody also did not get any minutes this game. I don't get it. Especially when there are moments when Buddy Hield is not good. And Buddy Hield was decent this game in the second half. Because the first half, Buddy Hield looked like Buddy Hield to me. Anyway, Jimmy and him combined for 63 points. And it's pretty much even. Like, Jesus Christ. Jimmy did all he could. Draymond did all he could on the defensive end. He fouled out, obviously. not something that you want to see from someone who's in the defensive player that you're counting against, but it's going to happen. If you're playing defense, you're going to foul. Unless you're just constantly being mismatched on it because you're like 5'6" in shoes. Again, if Gary Payton Jr. is not spacing the floor, it's not really going to do anything. Sorry, the second, he's not a junior. Same difference. If Brandon Machinsky's not going to make his threes, man, Moses Moody should have played in those moments. Not going to lie. And I know Pachinsky adds things other things to the game other than being a scorer, but scoring is the most important thing, and they get playoffs. And this was a very close game, so I'm really nitpicking here as far as what he did in minutes and stuff. I'm just saying there had to be something else. Now, the Wolves played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. That's a good playoff rotation. That's a good playoff rotation. So here's what they did, right? I think their absolute lack of faith in Rob Dillingham and as a playoff performer, just having any minutes in a game is insane to me, because Mike Conley proves that he is not a valuable player out there. I don't know why he's there, bro. Why did you even draft the point guard if you weren't going to use him? Anyway, DiVincenzo, negative, all the way through. Like, all of his minutes were bad. No points. Draymond's he's just fouling the fuck. Like he was terrible. Nas Reed played some solid defense and hit some really big shots in the third quarter. I think these are mostly for the third. Yeah. Anthony Edwards, 36 points. Leads all scorers, by the way, last night. He started the game off pretty slow and got into his rhythm. What did Ant do to get into his rhythm? So, believe it or not, because Ant does take a high volume of threes, he shot 14 threes and made 5 of them. Now, that doesn't sound amazing because you're like, oh, shouldn't you be closer to 50%? That's not happening. That's an outlier. Guys, I hate to break it to you. Most three-point shooters make good three-point shooters make around 36% of their shots. That's what a good to decent three-point shooter looks like out in the league. It's not. So, Ant shot 46% for the field, but here's the thing, 13 out of 28, that's really not that bad, not gonna lie. He got to the free throw. He was still getting to the free throw line despite the fact that he was taking this many threes. Also, he had some monster jams, dog. Hey, by the way, remember when we were saying throughout this entire thing, like in the first round, and I was like, I don't know, playoff Julius Randle is going to be really good for your team because it's Julius Randle, right? He had a triple-double last night. By the way, some of his turnovers are like, I think a lot of these are not bad passes, by the way. I think some of them are charges. He had 24 points, 10 boards, and 12 assists. On 10 of 23 shooting. That's actually crazy. And their defense is obviously really good. So yeah. Some moments I want to call out. Ant's shooting was much more electric in the second half of the game. I don't know what's going on with him. I would like for him to start the game off consistent as well, but if he's gonna show up and when they really, really, really need him, I don't really care. I'm not gonna be critical. I'm not really gonna be as critical of a team when they're winning in ways that make sense, versus when a team is losing in the ways that don't make sense. Right? Hell, if you're losing in a way that makes sense, I really won't be critical of you either. That's why I really didn't talk about Jade McDaniels at all. McDaniels, Swiss Army knife, continues to be valuable and just play great defense. That's it, dog. So Steph will not be playing in this series until probably like game 6, 7. He'll be reevaluated the day of game 5 to see if he's ready to go. Not gonna lie, he's probably gonna force himself to play through this because they went out and got him Jimmy Butler. That's my prediction. So if he comes back game 5 and you're like, man, I don't know if he should be out there, that's probably why. He's probably doubling down on I need it now. Similar like if you watched the third Cars movie, you saw that instead of bowing out and losing gracefully, Lightning said, "Fuck that. I am going to maximize right now, and I don't care if I hurt the brand. I am going to go all out, and if I break it, and if I break out, I break out. It is what it is." So yeah, that's what I expect of him. This has not been a great video, not gonna lie. But if you liked it, like it, and if you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it in the comment section below. As far as like what else there is to say about this game, there's not much else to say. It was a very back and forth affair. It was a very interesting game, not gonna lie. But as far as if the Warriors can hold on until Steph's not here, I don't know. The Wolves have all of the momentum, and there is a second game. If they can get the series split, right? If they can split the series, right? If they can win the next game in Golden State, the Warriors, that is, we might be onto something. There might be something. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, but if they can do that, they can do that. By the way, Rudy Gobert, I wanted to say something about him. I can't remember. Last game he was in foul trouble and wasn't that impactful. In this game he was also in foul trouble and wasn't that impactful. In a good way, at least. He made most of his free throws, 83% of them, which is that not insane to anyone? 13 rebounds was really good for him. Man, sorry, I really should have covered this a little bit earlier. I do remember Rudy Gobert having two crucial plays where he got really big and physical. They really were forced to play Kevon Looney to deal with him, actually. So yeah, that's actually a plus. That you actually have to force your opponent to play their bigs, or he'll actually be useful. Never thought I'd see that. So yeah, that's actually the last thing I wanted to say for the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.